Welcome to the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology, where Division I hockey returns here tonight as the hometown Tigers usher in 2017 with a conference showdown against Sacred Heart University. The Tigers back on home ice for the first time in nearly a month and ready to begin their second half push towards a third consecutive Atlantic Hockey Championship. You are watching RIT SportsZone pregame live, presented by Taylor the Builders. Over the next half hour, we'll talk live with head coach Wayne Wilson, feature Rochester's own Mike Rotolo, who almost wasn't an RIT Tiger, and much more as we get you set for the Tigers and Pioneers with face-off coming up at 7:05. Good evening, I'm Kevin Roach, and we're so glad you could join us here tonight for RIT SportsZone pregame live. Well, the Tigers were happy to put 2016 behind them. They finished non-conference play, and their woes continued last month as they finished a disappointing 0-5-1 away from Atlantic Hockey. Last Friday night, they were out in Toledo, Ohio to play Brian Hill's and Wayne Wilson's alma mater, Bowling Green State University, where Wilson won a national title back in 1984. First period, Bowling Green came out firing. Frederick Letourneau the shot, but Mike Rotolo makes the glove save. Rotolo tested early and often as the Falcons outshot the Tigers 10-4 in the opening period, but it remained scoreless through the first 10 minutes of play. Later in the first period, 4-on-4, RIT leaves Mitch McLean all alone in front. He makes him pay his 12th on the year, put the Falcons up 1-0 late in the first. Final seconds of the power play, Bowling Green's Kevin Dufour, the shot, but Brett Andrea puts in the rebound. Bowling Green had a 2-0 lead after one. Second period, RIT still down by 2 on the power play. Liam Cairns the shot, Abbott Gerdukis deflects it. Ryan Kruper can't get it to go. Bowling Green's Chris Nell would stop all 17 shots he faced on the night against the Tigers. In the third, Bowling Green put it away. The Tigers turn it over, and the Falcons get it in front and score as Letourneau gets his 5th of the year. Chris Nell gets his school record 8th shutout at the expense of the Tigers as Bowling Green went on to win by a final of 3-0. We welcome in the head coach of the RIT Tigers, head coach Wayne Wilson. Thanks for joining us on Pregame Live. Last week after the Bowling Green game, you mentioned how you were disappointed with how your team came out there in the first period. How much of a concern is that for you, knowing that that's happened a few times this year?
Yeah, it's happened really the last 3 games for us, and it hasn't been a problem all year, just the last couple of games where teams have got a good jump on us and 2-0 leads, which is hard to overcome in college.
Yeah.
It's, you spend so much energy trying to get back into it. In particular, the Providence series, we never did get back into it. We had some opportunities against Bowling Green, but you exert a lot of energy, and then you even if you get rewarded with a goal or two, you're going to have a little bit of a letdown, and they can get another push again. So we want to get off to a good start here tonight and establish ourselves, particularly at home, and go from there and start with a lead or at least an even situation going into the second period. Our second periods have been good here the last few games, but just too much to overcome right now.
You lose Brady Norris here tonight to injury. How does that affect your lineup and your game plan?
Well, it affects quite a bit because he's plays a lot of minutes for us back there in all situations. He's one of our captains. We get Gabe back, though, but we were missing Gabe for the last 3 games. So up front, we're in a lot better shape than on defense. It gives an opportunity for some of the young guys, so we get some more young guys in the lineup. We've got 4 freshmen. 3 of them will be playing here again tonight. And if nothing else, it's good for their development. So we've gone through a pretty relatively first half of the season without a lot of injuries. We've had a couple here now. We hope not that isn't a trend, but that is a part of hockey, and other people have to step in and fill those roles.
What gets your attention from Sacred Heart here tonight? What do you watch when you see
them?
Well,
it's interesting because they've played all year. Danforth's line with Manila and Jaspers, they've broken them up tonight.
Yeah.
First time they're going to be apart, where all 3 of them are on different lines. So now we've got 3 guys to worry about on different lines versus 1 big line, and we were going to do some matchups. So that'll switch a little bit here tonight. But we want to worry about our game. We want to get after things here tonight, focus in on how we want to play and what we're doing, and have them trying to adapt to us instead of us being too worried about what they're doing. We'll be aware of what they're doing, but we're not going to be all nervous about what they're doing. We've got to go out and establish ourselves.
January has been your month in the past, 7-1-2 a year ago. Does it help that the student athletes don't have class right now and they can focus solely on hockey?
Well, I think it does. Yeah. What hurts is the fan support when you're missing your pep band, a lot of your corner crew, and just your general student body, which really gives this building a lot of life. So we've got to make our own energy here tonight and give the crowd that comes something to cheer about. And we've got to be excited to go here tonight. So we're excited about playing. Most schools are on break anyway, so I'm sure Sacred Heart has had somewhat of a comfortable week as well without classes. It's the next coming weeks that where people are going back to school that we've got to take advantage of that, but we want to take advantage of the home ice just in general.
All right, Coach. Well, it was my fault your holiday gift didn't come on time.
Yep.
We present it to you here tonight.
There we go.
You are now part of the great pumpkin gang, if you will.
Yep.
I know you'll wear it with pride. And
we're going to have to get together, the group.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Best
Thank you very
of luck
much.
to you.
I appreciate that.
We appreciate it. Good luck tonight and the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Coach Wayne Wilson, the head coach of the RIT Tigers, as they take on Sacred Heart here tonight. Speaking of the Pioneers, they arrived in town last night and were on the ice this morning at the Gene Policini Center after picking up some early season confidence with a win over Merrimack out of Hockey East and a tie with nationally ranked Union. The Pioneers have struggled in conference play, losing 5 of their last 6, including last weekend when they were swept by Air Force. Head coach C.J. Martolo believes his team hasn't played its best hockey yet, and he wants them to play more consistently to have a chance in a league he believes is wide open.
I think our conference is really hard. I think our league has done a great job in out-of-conference games this year overall. I don't know what to attribute it to, but we know that going down the home stretch here, every game is vital, and we need to get a little desperate in how we approach it. Yeah, you get one good weekend, it could really bump you up in the standings, and I think this year you might see an 8th place, 9th place team make a run at the championship. Our league is so tight. So we're taking it one game at a time, and we'll have our hands full tonight with a very talented RIT group.
I mean, you're obviously going to face adversity throughout the year, and you kind of got to deal with it. So we're obviously coming in on a stretch that, yeah, we lost the past 5 or 6, but I think the important thing about the Atlantic Conference is that everyone makes it to the playoffs. So as long as we hit our right foot going into the playoffs, we'll be fine. So hopefully tonight it's the start, and then we'll keep snowballing from there.
Sacred Heart with some work to do. They finished 9th or worse in the conference in each of the last 6 seasons and are currently 10th heading into tonight. RIT will play its final 15 regular season games against Atlantic hockey teams. The Tigers currently sit tied for 3rd there with Robert Morris behind 1st place Army West Point and 2nd place Air Force. But look at the logjam, just 3 points separating 1st and 6th place in the conference, so there will be plenty of jockeying for position over the final 2 months of the regular season as the push to the playoffs has officially begun. Well, as we mentioned earlier tonight, the Tigers will be without one of their top defensemen in Brady Norrish this weekend, but they have a big offensive threat back in the lineup for the first time since November, and SportsZone Stacey Pension is standing by ringside with him, and she has more. Good evening, Stacey.
Good evening, Kevin. Yeah, that's right. We are joined by Gabe Valenzuela. Gabe, you've been out with an injury. First off, how are things going? Are you feeling better and up to 100%?
Yeah, I feel a lot better than I did before. Earlier this week, I didn't feel 100%, and I was playing that I was going to play, but after the practices and end of the week, I felt a lot better, so I'm good to go.
The team's been struggling a little bit. I'm not going to say it's due to your absence, but in your absence, are you hoping with you being back in the lineup, you might be able to sort of start clicking once again?
Yeah, for sure. We're back in league play, new year, so we want to start off with a good on the right foot. So, but I felt like before the last couple of games, I guess Bowling Green wasn't that great, but Providence, it was close games against a really good team, and could have went either way in my opinion. So. All
right, well, good luck. Kevin Roach was saying you guys are a January team, so we're hoping you can keep it going. Good luck. Thank you. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Stacey. We'll look for you during tonight's game. Still to come on the program, we'll share how the Tigers have become best buddies with one local boy this season. And we'll have more with Mike Rotolo, the goaltender of the Tigers. There he is. You're looking at him live. He's in his final season here at RIT. We'll share his thoughts on the future and tell you how he almost ended up elsewhere. It's all next. You're watching RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live.
John, last year the loss to Mercyhurst in the semifinals. The year before that, a 6-0 wipeout to Air Force. how far this program for RIT has come.
They've waited 4 years, certainly the last 2 years, how they were beat badly by Air Force, the heartbreaking loss to Mercyhurst in the semis. To come out here the last 2 nights, snap a 5-game losing streak here at the Blue Cross Arena and do it in their style. Good defense and goal scoring is what they're all about.
You saw the fans with the keys. That means warm up the bus. It's a tradition at RIT. Mazer shot in front, cleared down the ice. 5 seconds to go. Celebrate RIT, celebrate Rochester, New York. The Tigers, for the first time, are going to the NCAA tournament.
Oh, a great moment in Tigers history right there. And you look at the series between the Tigers and Pioneers over the years, and it has been lopsided. RIT has won or tied 23 of the 28 meetings between these two schools, including an impressive 13-1-1 record in their last 15 head-to-head matchups. Sacred Heart has never won a conference championship, but as you saw there, the closest they've gotten, they were runner-up in 2010 to the RIT team that eventually went on to the Frozen Four. Welcome back to RIT SportsZone Pregame Live, where tonight the Tigers get back to Atlantic hockey play as they host Sacred Heart. Of course, RIT has won its last 5 conference games, and during that win streak, they also put up some impressive offensive numbers where they scored 25 goals. They played 3 non-conference games the last 3 games, lost all 3, and only scored 2 goals. They're hoping to get it going here tonight as Gene Battaglia and John DiTullio join us. And guys, as the conference race heats up, RIT needs, and you know they want, this to be a 4-point weekend against Sacred Heart, don't they?
No question about it, Kevin. Good evening, and that was fun watching those clips. I mean, that was that long ago, 2010.
It's 7 years ago, and who knew they were going to advance to the Frozen Four? And then you look at how the programs have kind of gone in opposite directions. RIT's been back to the NCAAs, and Sacred Heart still looking for that return trip back to the Blue Cross Arena.
Well, things are so tight that this isn't Sacred Heart of years past down at the bottom. They could come up and take a point or 2 or 3 this weekend. Jordan Manello, one of those players, he's a sharpshooter, Johnny, the player to watch tonight.
They've got 10 seniors on their team, and this is one of them. Jordan Manello, 11 goals on the year. Keep an eye on him. One of those great playmakers. I mentioned the 10 seniors on their team that have accounted for 167 career goals. So this is a veteran-laden team led by their senior forward, Jordan Manello. Great playmaker. Wayne is well aware of him and a few other players on this team.
Well, when we last saw the Tigers here back in December, that was the weekend against Providence. Gabe Valenzuela is out. He's back in the lineup tonight.
Playmaker. Now, is it ironic that RIT scored 1 goal in 3 games with him out? I just think he brings a certain energy, playmaking skills. He's a finisher. He sets other players up. They missed him. There's no question about it against Providence and Bowling Green. Big boost getting the sophomore back on the ice.
Well, it's like the Sabres when Jack Eichel was out of the lineup. All the lines get mixed up when you put Valenzuela there. Now Cooper can drop back to the third line and center that line.
Absolutely. And Valenzuela, every time he plays, the kid gets better and better, and he can move the puck. He's a finisher, and he's a tremendous skater, tremendous quickness.
What do the Tigers have to do with the win tonight, Johnny?
Well, they're 5th in the country in shots on goal per game, 34.3, so they need to get to the net. And the big 3 for Sacred Heart need to perform big. Evan Jasper, Jordan Manello, and Justin Danforth, the big 3 need. Now they have split them up. That's usually anchors one line. As Wayne told Kevin, they have split them up and take advantage of home cooking. 9 of their next 15 games inside their home building. They can earn a lot of points if they take care of business at home.
All right, can't wait for this one tonight. It is great to be back here at the Policini, Kevin, as we'll have the puck drop a little after 7.
And, Gene, I know you know former Mets manager Bobby Valentine, the athletic director at Sacred Heart. Yeah, I talked to the guys today from Sacred Heart. They say he's always around and he's doing great things for their program, and we have seen that now that they're playing in an AHL-style arena. Sacred Heart, certainly a program to keep an eye on over the next few years. Guys, we'll check back with you at the top of the hour. Well, Rochester has a long history of giving back to its own and supporting its neighbors in need. That includes RIT and its hockey programs. As we discovered this season, Todd Skirving and his Tiger teammates are being the best buddies they can be. For nearly 20 years, John Lawrence dedicated himself to improving the life of children as a coach, teacher, and mentor.
I think he sees the power of children and what they're capable of and the potential that children hold. And I think he really wanted to help nourish that and help that grow.
Nicknamed Muddy, John dreamed of being able to help children affected by cancer and other chronic illnesses.
There are some wonderful organizations in the area for children, and we all acknowledge that, and he acknowledged that. He just thought there would be a different type of organization that supported kids doing what they love to do all the time.
Sadly, Muddy didn't get the chance to complete his mission. He passed away in 2008 from cancer, but his legacy lives on today, thanks to his family who started Muddy's Buddies in 2009. What's the mission of Muddy's Buddies?
The mission is to support children in a variety of ways throughout the community. It's not just about sports. Sports is our primary connection to the community, but we like to support children whatever their interests are, whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's theater, whatever a child's interested in, we want to connect them to the community. We, initiate the relationship, we foster the relationship, we nourish the relationship, but then we step back and we watch the relationship grow, and that's what it's all about.
This past summer, senior forward Todd Skirving spearheaded RIT's first connection with Muddy's Buddies.
I've had a number of coaches reach out to us. I can count on 2 fingers the number of athletes, student athletes that reached out to us. Todd was one of them, and I knew speaking to him the first time that we had something special, and I was very intent on making this work out.
Going back to when I was a little kid, my dad always said, make the time of the day to make a difference in other people's lives, and my parents kind of always taught me that because, I was the kid who was always looking for autographs after games and whatnot, and just to see a hockey player after a game. So I thought it would be important to make a difference in other people's lives, and it just so happened to be Muddy's Buddies.
Zachariah Merrill, a cancer survivor, has been one of Muddy's Buddies since 2010. Now, thanks to Skirving, Zachariah spends every Tuesday with the Tigers. What do you like about it?
What I like about it is getting to meet new people and other teams, see how they do things.
Do you have a favorite player on the RIT hockey team?
I had Todd, and I just look forward to seeing him get a goal.
Hey guys. Hey. Why are you blushing?
Yeah, he's been an outstanding young man. It means the world to us that there's kids out there that are willing to reach out and do something random like that. They email Todd daily, pretty much. He's always in talk with them. We've been to quite a few games so far. So it's been a good experience.
Things can get tough for you being a student athlete. Finals are coming up. The season is starting to get into the thick of things. When you look over on Tuesdays and see him sitting there with his family, what does that mean to you to be a part of this?
We can always do something in someone else's life to make their lives better. It's just a simple little act of kindness, and just as simple as having them sit and watch our practice, that's making their day, and I think that's very important for not only us, but, RIT hockey.
This relationship we want to extend beyond the game, beyond the season, hoping that it's a lifelong commitment and a lifelong relationship. And it takes a really special person to deliver that. It's not for everybody on the team, and we recognize that, and we're totally comfortable with that, and we appreciate that, actually. But we also appreciate individuals like Todd Skirving who can really kind of step up and do it and get it.
Muddy's Buddies has been a huge success. Currently, there's over 100 teams still waiting to team up. What would Muddy think of Muddy's Buddies?
He would think it was super cool. He would think it was perfect. It was right up the alley, right up his alley. But he would undoubtedly have a couple critiques and ways to make it better, and I'm 100% certain his ideas would make it better.
Muddy's Buddies is a non-profit organization that continues to aid children and families in need throughout our area. They're always looking for new buddies and new connections despite the waiting list. For more information on this organization or to make a donation, head to their website, muddysbuddies.com. Todd Skirving also doing great work in November, too. Todd Skirving and his Tiger teammates participating in the annual Movember Challenge to raise awareness of men's health issues such as prostate cancer and other diseases. Last month, Skirving visited the University of Rochester's Wilmot Cancer Center, where he presented them with a check for over $1,100, all that he raised. Congratulations to him. Still to come here tonight on the program, we'll share how Mike Rotolo ended up where he had always dreamed of being. It's next. You're watching RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. Back here on RIT SportsZone Pregame Live, the spring semester doesn't begin for a few weeks, so the majority of students are away from campus, but the local fans making their way out here tonight as RIT begins a weekend series with Sacred Heart. Some of the locals who may be in the crowd tonight include goaltender Mike Rotolo's friends and family. The Greece native is in his final season between the pipes for RIT. Rotolo, like many kids, grew up dreaming about playing for his hometown team. And while he's living that dream now, it almost didn't happen. Like most hockey players, Mike Rotolo fell in love with the game at a very young age.
Started around 4, I believe. Back then, when you're a kid, you used to play, the thing was called Thunder Bears, so I played at Lakeshore Ice Arena down in Greece. And everybody got their chance to rotate in as the goalie, so I was forward for a while, and then when my chance came to play goalie, I finished the game, and I just fell in love with it. I told my dad, I was like, hey, I think that's the position I want to play.
Pass down low. Oh, what a save by Rotolo!
As his interest in hockey grew, the Greece native became a regular at Ritter.
Well, as a kid, I think the thing that drew me in was the atmosphere. You don't see that at pro games, really. You don't have a student section like that. You don't have the band playing. It's really, and at Ritter, everything was right on top of you, so it was very loud in there, and I just loved the atmosphere. And
did you have a favorite RIT player back then?
Jared Michael was arguably one of the best goalies to ever play here at RIT, and has become a good friend of mine over the years, just knowing him through hockey. And we still talk to this day, even though he's coaching at UMass. But yeah, when I started to get older and then, started to get to juniors and really understand the sport, I started to think, well, I would love to play in my hometown for this team, and be able to wear that Tiger logo on my chest would be something amazing.
Breakaway goal going in, the shot, and Rotolo coming up big.
You told your dad way back when that you wanted to be a Tiger, but that almost didn't happen, did it?
No, I was committed to St. Lawrence University. I guess fortunately for me and the situation I'm in now, they had a coaching change, and I was committed by a previous coach, and they had that coaching change, and I thought it was in my best interest to decommit from there and just see what other pathways open, and luckily I found my way here.
Rotolo has been a big part of RIT's success and will be key to a potential conference three-peat. But this Rochesterian has his sights set on college hockey's ultimate prize.
To be able to win back-to-back titles is pretty special. No team in RIT's ever done that, and we're looking for our third in a row this year. And I think our main goal, we've talked about it before, that I think this is a pretty open year in college hockey. Any team can win a national championship, and I think we have a team in this locker room that can compete for a national championship. And we got to go out and play and perform, but at the end of the day, when we play Tiger hockey and play our best, I think we have a really good shot to play with any team in the country.
This season may be the end of the road for Rotolo's college career, but make no mistake, he has every intention of playing on.
Whenever the journey does come to an end here at RIT, I want to move forward and continue hockey for as long as you can, because it's not a sport you can play forever, and the only opportunity is directly out of college. So I'll take this journey for as long as it'll take me, and then if I have to, I'll end the journey and start a career in my criminal justice field. But hockey's my main priority, and it's something I want to do for as long as I can.
And Rotolo making another save.
Rotolo has been the go-to guy in the net for the Tigers this season, playing in all 19 games. He's 7th in the nation in minutes played and has a 2.64 goals against average. Earlier this year, he became the program's all-time Division I leader in games played and in saves, surpassing Jordan Ruby's mark of 1,944. We are closing in on game time here at the Gene Policini Center, and the Tigers and Pioneers will take the ice for introductions in mere moments. We'll send you back upstairs to John and Gene next. This is RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. If you haven't game this season, over the next 7 weeks, the Tigers play on home ice 9 times, so you can get your tickets and your single game tickets by visiting the Policini Center box office Monday through Friday from 10 to 6 by calling 475-4121 or online at rithockey.com. Come out and see the Tigers at the Policini Center. We are back with you tomorrow night. Just a reminder, 6:30, our pregame coverage kicks off, as always, Pregame Live, presented by Taylor the Builders, followed by all the action on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel 26. Well, if you're just joining us tonight, Brady Norrish will be out of the lineup, but that'll do it for tonight for Pregame Live. Thank you so much for watching. Up next, Gene, John, and Stacy join us as RIT faces Sacred Heart. Enjoy the game, everyone. RIT Sports Zone Live begins now.